Hello, welcome back once again. Today we have this interesting Oxford entrance exam question. And we're going to solve for the real values of x that will satisfy this given equation, right? So let's get started. As you can see, we have square here. So if you take the square root on both sides of this equation, the square root will get cancelled with this square, leaving us with only x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2 squared, then minus 3. So this will be equal to, here we're going to have plus or minus the square root of 4 giving us 2, right? Now we need to add 3 to both sides of the equation. So if we add 3 to both sides of this equation from here, this both get cancelled and that will give us 0, right? So we have here x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2 whole squared. This is going to be equal to, here, remember we have plus 2 plus 3 is giving us 5. And we have negative 2 plus 3 is giving us 1, right? Okay, we have two equations here. So we have the first one, x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2 whole squared is equal to positive 5. And the second one here, we have x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2 whole squared. This is equal to 1. Again, take a look, we have square here, right? So we can take the square root on both sides again. And from here, we're left with x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2, this will be equal to plus or minus square root of 5, right? So plus or minus the square root of 5. And for this part here, we have x squared minus 1 whole squared minus 2, this will be equal to plus or minus square root of 1, that will give us plus or minus 1. Again, here we add 2 to both sides, right? So add 2 to both sides. Here, add 2 to both sides. So this gets eliminated, right? So we have here x squared minus 1 whole squared will be equal to, here, positive square root of 5 plus 2. That will give us square root of 5 plus 2. And we also have negative square root of 5 plus 2, right? So negative square root of 5 plus 2. And from this part here, we're left with x squared minus 1 whole squared. This will be equal to, here, positive 1. Remember, this both get cancelled, right? That will become 0. Now, positive 1 plus 2 is giving us 3, right? So 3. And negative 1 plus 2, that is giving us 1. That makes sense? Okay, so again, remember that the square root is not defined for negative numbers. And we can see that this number here is obviously less than 0, right? So therefore, we don't necessarily need this number here. Remember, we're interested in solving for the real solutions, right? So therefore, we have the following equations. X squared minus 1 whole squared is equal to 2 plus root of 5. So from this side here, we have x squared minus 1 whole squared is equal to 3. And we also have x squared minus 1 whole squared is equal to 1. Again, take the square root on each side. So here we're going to have x squared minus 1 is equal to plus or minus square root of this. First one, we have positive square root of 2 plus root 5. And we have negative square root of 2 plus root of 5. And from here, we have x squared minus 1 is equal to plus square root of 3 and negative square root of 3. And here we have x squared minus 1, that's equal to, positive square root of 1 and negative square root of 1. Okay, now we need to add 1 to both sides. So here we get x squared is equal to 1 plus square root of 2 plus root of 5. We also have this plus 1 will give us 1 minus square root of 2 plus root of 5. And this part here, we have x squared is equal to 1 plus root of 3, and again 1 minus root of 3, right? And here we have x squared is equal to 1 plus 1, which is 2. Negative 1 plus 1 is giving us 0. This one here is obviously less than 0, so we don't need this. Then we can take the square root one more time. We have the following solutions. X is equal to here plus or minus square root of this, which will have square root of 1 plus the square root of 2 plus root 5. First solution. The second solution here is the negative 1 plus square root of 2 plus root of 5. And for this part here, we have square root of this, the positive 1 plus root of 5, and we have the negative square root of 1 plus root, oh, that is 3, so sorry for that. So this is 3, and this is 3 here. We don't need this is less than 0, obviously. And here we have x is equal to plus square root of 2, negative square root of 2, and finally x is equal to 0, give us x is equal to 0 as another solution. So how many real solutions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 real solutions to this problem. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, kindly subscribe, also like, comment, and share.